This is Ben with Cholinergic.net, and in this video I'm going to talk about what that crazy itchy prickly sensation is that you feel on your skin every time you get hot or exercise or something like that. And it's funny because a lot of people search for, itching when exercise, or skin itches terribly when I get hot or something like that. I probably use a lot of search terms like that whenever I first tried to figure out what was wrong with me. And there are a couple disorders that can give those symptoms, but the main disorder that I'm going to talk about in this video is one called cholinergic urticaria. And this is a type of heat hives. It's a physical type of hives where your body will actually develop hives in response to becoming warm. And what happens is whenever your brain tells your sweat glands to sweat, there's a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, and when it's released, for some reason it breaks down the mast cells in our skin near the sweat gland region, and that causes histamine to be released, which causes an intense itching, prickling, hive sensation on your body. Now, you don't always develop visible hives with this disorder, but if you look at your skin, if it gets red, which is called flushing, if you get any kind of little pinpoint hives on you, or if you just feel a stinging, prickling sensation occurring all over yourself every time you get hot, then you may have this disorder. And it's important to always talk to a doctor to get a diagnosis, even though a lot of doctors are ignorant of the condition. But you may want to see a dermatologist or allergist to talk about your symptoms and maybe confirm a diagnosis. Another couple of disorders that can cause that prickling, itching feeling when you get hot: miliaria rubra. That's where your sweat glands can become blocked with bacteria. Usually when you have that, it's because you've been in a really hot, muggy climate and you've had a great deal of sweat come out, and bacteria somehow got in your pores and clogged them. In that case, it usually clears up in a few weeks, or they can give you antibiotics. With this disorder, cholinergic urticaria, that I was just talking about, this tends to be a more chronic type of hives. It can come and go, but it tends to last for several months, years, or even decades. I had it for over a decade on and off, nonstop, and I got it when I was 18 years old. Another kind of disorder where you can get sort of an itchy and prickly feeling is a type of yeast which is called Tinea versicolor, and that type of yeast will form on your skin, and it usually eats away at the pigment in your skin, so you'll have patches of sort of lighter colored skin or darker colored skin where this yeast is actually eating away at the melanin in your skin. So those are the three most common disorders that people are probably experiencing when they feel this itchy sensation every time they get hot. There's also something called exercise-induced anaphylaxis or exercise-induced urticaria. Usually that's when you break out in hives just when you do some physical activity. It doesn't tend to happen whenever you just have passive heating of your body. So if you're just sitting there, for example, and you have exercise-induced urticaria and the room becomes hot, you're probably not going to break out in hives. Whereas if you have cholinergic urticaria and the room gets hot, you're probably going to break out in hives. So those are just an idea of some of the disorders. Now, if you feel that you may have cholinergic urticaria, or if you want more information about it, I have a website, cholinergic.net. I also wrote a guide to all the treatment options available and some of the symptoms and so forth that you can experience. And I've also created this video series, so if you go to my YouTube channel, you can watch a lot of videos and learn more about this. So I hope that helps you identify what may be happening to you if you're feeling itchy and prickly and tingly every time you get hot or exercise or do anything physical or whatever, or in the hot shower. So thank you so much for watching, and God bless.